This is where we get into the really good part, guys. This is the part where all your doubts are going to be set aside. All your doubts are going to be set aside, and you will come onto Team Biden. This is where it all goes hideously wrong for Trump. All right, guys, brace yourself. This is good shit. All right. The district court also credited the testimony of Professor Peter Simi, a professor in sociology at Chapman University, who had qualified as an expert in political extremism, including how extremists communicate and how the events leading up to and including January 6 relate to long-standing patterns of behavior and communications by political extremists. Oh, yeah. He testified, according to the court, that violent far-right extremists understood President Trump's calls to fight, which most politicians would mean only symbolically, were, when spoken by Trump, literal calls to violence by these groups. And while President Trump's statement negating that sentiment were insincere and existed to obfuscate and create plausible deniability. President Trump's speech took place in the context of President Trump's knowing encouragement and promotion of violence to develop and deploy a shared coded language with his violent supporters. Round of applause. Round of applause. Professor Simi over here knows the truth. He knows the truth, guys, and he has informed us all. Professor Simi is an expert at Chapman University on political extremism, and he knows what's really being said. He hears all the dog whistles. He hears all the dog whistles. And he's like, guys, I know it might look on the surface like President Trump said fight. And, lots of politicians say fight, and they only mean it hyperbolically. But that isn't true for Trump. Trump means it sincerely. He means it literally. He actually means literally fight. So when every other politician said fight, like the whole Rakita monologue thing, all of them were speaking hyperbolically. But President Trump was speaking literally, using almost like the exact same words at times. He was dog whistling in secret coded language to his supporters, which his supporters understood and were able to decode. They're the Navajo talkers in World War II. And much like the Navajo talkers that no one can understand, although this appears to be English, it's really a secret language. It uses similar words to English, or similar looking words, but they have completely different definitions to English. It's really, really subtle. It's insidious. And all of his members who hear this also understand the secret communications and the secret coded language. I don't know where they're getting the secret coded dictionaries or something to understand this, because presumably this is a taught language, right? Because President Trump invented it, right? And his supporters would have to understand it. So somehow he communicated to them in regular English to communicate the secret messages or something. I don't know how that works, but never mind. But he was doing secret message communication time. And also, incidentally, and not for nothing, his supporters were also sophisticated enough to pick up on this deeply embedded innuendo. This is some really deep levels of understanding, right? This is so deep, but they were able to decode it because they're really, really sophisticated, which is what the left thinks of Trump supporters, I guess. They're really, really sophisticated Trump supporters, I guess, the left thinks, because they were able to understand the secret communique. Also, the left was able to understand the secret communique, I guess, because they're writing this. So I'm not sure how much of a secret it was. Okay, I'm trying to apply logic to this thing, and it's not working. But yeah, apparently Professor Simi has all of our answers. While most politicians, when they say fight, only mean it symbolically, President Trump, literal. And everything he said that sounded not like that was insincere and existed only to obfuscate his true message, which his supporters were able to pick up on. So everything he said that's a call to violence was literal, and everything he said that was like a call to peace was non-literal, and they were able to pick up on all that. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I guess I don't speak Donald Trump. I guess I don't speak Donald Trump, guys. I mean, I thought I was a well-educated man. You know, I've got 3 college degrees. I've read dozens of court opinions. I listen to a lot of podcasts, listen to a lot of creators, reasonably well-informed. But, you know, I'm having trouble hearing the dog whistle. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. I don't know. I don't know what the process is going on.